Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Tejasvi, Deepak, MV Reddy. Okay, good morning, Santosh. Good morning, Veronica, Satvik. Okay, so let's start our class today. Good morning, Chatur. So good morning, everyone. So now let's start our class. Remember in the previous class, what we have started is inequality. Okay, we have started with inequality. And I told you that before starting the inequality, we must know some precautions. Okay, if you don't keep care of those precautions, then even after solving the questions correctly, you may not get the correct answer. Okay, so that's why you have to take care of the precautions. So in the previous class, I taught you two precautions. Two precautions I told you in the previous class. Remember, the first one was I told you avoid cross multiplication. Yes, nice. Tejasvi, correct. The first one was avoid cross multiplication. This was the first precaution. Okay. Why I told you this? I explained the reason that why we should avoid cross multiplication, because if a negative number is multiplied, then sign of inequality gets changed. But if a positive number is multiplied, then sign of inequality does not change. So if we don't know that whether the function to be multiplied is positive or negative, then we don't do cross multiply. It can be done. I told you that the cross multiplication can be done if the function to be cross multiplied is always positive. If the function to be cross multiplied is always positive, then I told you the cross multiplication can be done. Okay, next. Second precaution. Yes, second precaution, correct. Deepak, Santosh, all are correct. So you have studied, that's very nice. The second precaution was square root is always positive. Square root is always positive. So giving examples of this second precaution, I told you that if x is equal to root 4 is written, then it will be only plus 2. And after that, again, I gave you so many examples. For example, square root of x square, I told you it will not be x, it will be mod x. Okay. Similarly, under root sine square x will be mod sine x. All these things I told you in the previous class. So now let's start our today's class from the third precaution. Okay. So this was the short revision of the previous precautions. Now we move to the third precaution. Okay. So now I'm starting the third precaution. Listen everyone carefully. The third precaution is squaring both sides must be avoided. These things have been done by you very frequently up to class 10th. Okay, but from class 11th, you must keep the precautions. What is the third precaution? The third precaution is squaring should be avoided. The third precaution is squaring should be avoided. This squaring should be avoided in equations and inequations both. In equations also you have to avoid squaring both sides. I am sure I have believed that definitely up to class 10th you have done such type of things that squaring both sides. But from class 11th you must be careful while doing squaring both sides. Okay, squaring should be avoided. It must be avoided in equations and it must also be avoided in inequalities or inequations. Now let's see why it should be avoided in equations and why it should be avoided in inequalities. Let's also see that in what cases we can square both sides. Okay, so first of all, let's see in equations. Why squaring should be avoided in equations? So please see the example here. I am doing the example on this side. Suppose I am writing a very simple equation, x is equal to 1. So this equation has only one root, x equal to 1. Now let's square both sides. So what happens now? Squaring both sides. Here we are getting now x square is equal to 1. And if you solve x square is equal to 1, then you will get x is equal to plus minus 1. So what happens after squaring in the equation? See everyone carefully. If any equation you square both sides, then you will get some extra solutions. Here you are getting two solutions, x equal to minus 1 and x equal to plus 1. While before squaring, while in the original problem, there was only one solution. There was only one root, x equal to 1. Okay, so what happens in the equation after squaring? If we square any equation on both sides, then we get some extra solutions. That's why squaring should be avoided in equations. So do you understand my point or not? Listen again. If in any equation, if you square both sides, then you will get extra solutions. I am giving you an example. For example, x equal to 1 is a simple equation. It has only one root. But if you are squaring both sides, then you are getting two roots. You are getting some extra solutions. Okay, that's why in equations squaring should be avoided. Why? Because it generates extra solution. But in some of the equation cannot be solved without squaring both sides. There are certain equations, I will give you certain equations which cannot be solved without squaring both sides. So what should we do now in these cases? Suppose if in any question squaring is done, if you have to do the squaring, if squaring is done, then what will you do? If in any equation the squaring is done, then always check the final answer with the original problem, that which of the solution is extra solution. Again listen, if squaring is done, then it generates extra solution in the equation. If squaring is done, then what you should do? If any equation squaring has to be done, then always check the final answer with the original problem. Okay, so let's check our final answer with the original problem. X equal to minus 1. If you put x equal to minus 1, then x equal to minus 1 will not satisfy the given equation. This x equal to minus 1 will not satisfy the given equation. Minus 1 is equal to 1. It is not satisfying. So that's why we have decided that this is an extra solution. So let's remove it because it is an extra solution. Now let's check x equal to 1. So if you put x equal to 1 here, then 1 is equal to 1. Yes, perfect. It is satisfying. So x equal to 1 is the only solution. Okay. So what things I have explained to you by this example is, see here, in equations, why squaring should be avoided? Because it generates extra solution. Okay. So now keep care of these things. If you are squaring any equation, then keep in your mind that extra solution may be generated. That's why squaring should be avoided. See, because it generates extra solution. And now, as I told you, if squaring has to be done in any problem, then what you should do? If squaring is done in any problem, then always check the final answer with the original problem. Okay, so keep this precaution in your mind so that after solving the question you may not give the wrong answer. Okay, so what I'm saying here, if squaring is done, then what you should do, then always check the final answer, always check the final answer with the original problem. So tell me if this point is clear to you. Yes or no? Please tell me quickly. Is it clear to all or not? Okay. Okay, nice. Yes. Now see, the second point. Yes, very good. Now the second point is that why in inequalities we must avoid squaring. So again, let's see by an example. Now, -2 and 3. If I ask which one is greater, then all will answer that, sir, 3 is greater. Very nice. So now suppose if squaring is done, squaring both sides. So you are getting here 4, here 9, and 9 is greater than 4. So what we see here is if we square both sides, then sign of inequality is not changing in this particular case. Now let's see another example. If I say -3 and 2, which one is greater? Obviously 2 is greater. Now squaring both sides, you will get 9 here and you will get 4 here. Here 9 is greater than 4. So what we see here is if we square both sides, then sign of inequality gets changed. Here one number is positive, one number is negative. Here also one number is positive, one number is negative. But in one of the case, in sign of inequality is not changing, and in the other case, sign of inequality is changing. So that's why it's not sure that if we square both sides, then whether the sign of inequality will change or not. Any example you can take, not only -9 and 4, you can take any example. Okay, sometimes sign of inequality will not change and sometimes sign of inequality will change. So it's not sure that after squaring in any inequality, sign of inequality will change or not. That's why in inequalities, we must not do squaring both sides. Okay, but yes, let's see another case. Suppose I'm taking 2 and 3. Yes, 3 is greater than 2. Squaring both sides. 4 and 9, and 9 is greater than 4. The sign of inequality is not changing. One thing I can say surely, listen, what I can say surely, if both the sides are positive, then we can square both sides. Because if both the sides are positive, then after squaring, the sign of inequality will not change. So what final conclusion I can draw here? In inequality, squaring should be avoided in general, but remember squaring can be done if both the sides are positive. Then in only that case, the squaring can be done. So here I am writing for inequality. Okay. Now the squaring should be avoided. I have written it already. That's why I'm not writing it again. Here squaring should be avoided. Now I'm writing when the squaring can be done in the inequality. When it can be done, yes, it can be done. Yeah, squaring can be done. Squaring can be done if both sides are positive. If both sides are positive. So remember, we must avoid squaring both sides. Okay, we must avoid squaring both sides. In equations, it generates extra solution. If squaring is done in the equation, then always check the final answer with the original problem. In inequalities, the squaring can be done if both the sides are positive. So is this precaution clear to you all or not? Please tell me quickly. And then after it, I will move to the last precaution. Yes, good. Very nice. Okay, so I'm moving to the next page. Should I move to the next page? Have you written all these things? Or should I wait? Okay. So moving to the next page. Okay, very nice. Moving to the next page. See, the last precaution. The fourth one and the last precaution. Again, you have habit of cancelling the terms from both sides. I know up to class 10th, we all students have the habit of cancelling the terms from both sides. We all have the habit of squaring both sides. Okay, we all have the habit of cross multiply. So now we should avoid all these things. So the fourth precaution is never cancel any term from both sides. Okay, you must not cancel the term from both sides. Why? Because I'm writing here and then I'm going to explain it. Because it leads to loss of solution. Okay, if you cancel any term from both the sides, then it may lead to loss of solution. The solution will be lost. You will get lesser number of solutions. For example, see here, if I am writing a simple equation, x minus 1 is equal to x square minus 3x plus 2. Okay, x minus 1 is equal to x square minus 3x plus 2. Now I am telling you to solve it. Okay, so now see, there may be two type of group of students. One group can solve it like, everyone please see here, you know, you need not to solve it. I am giving just an example to make you understand this fourth precaution. Okay, so you don't need to solve it, just see here. One group of student will do is, he will say, okay, let's factorize this x square minus 3x plus 2. So easily it can be done. The factorization of x square minus 3x plus 2 can be done easily. Everyone know. We must search two numbers whose product is 2 and whose sum is minus 3. So easily you are getting what? Minus 1 and minus 2. Yes, everyone, minus 2 and minus 1. Very good. See, listen everyone, because I am telling you so many of things which will make your work easier. So each and every step, each and every word you must listen and see properly. See here. Yes, the two numbers whose product is plus 2 and whose sum is minus 3. You can search very easily. These are minus 2 and minus 1. As Chaturya Teja is telling me minus 2 and minus 1. Now after that, up to class 10th, what you did, up to class 10th, what you did is you had broken the middle term. I know that up to class 10th, you broke the middle term x square. This minus 3x can be broken in minus 2x minus x plus 2. Then after you took common and then after you factorized all these. But in class 11th, I am telling you to save the time. You need not to break the middle term here. Since you search that the two numbers whose product is plus 2 and whose sum is minus 3 are minus 2 and minus 1. So I'm directly writing its factorization. See here, minus 2 and minus 1. Minus 2 and minus 1 were the two numbers. That's why I directly write x square minus 3x plus 2 as x minus 2 into x minus 1. Now, see, then after, as I told you, one group of students, what they did is they cancelled x minus 1 from both the sides and they got 1 is equal to x minus 2, and they are telling me, sir, the answer is x equal to 3. But there are some other group of students also in the class who remember that what I told them. They remember that sir has told me that never cancel any term from both the sides because it leads to loss of solution. So they will not cancel both the term from both the sides. They will not cancel the terms from both the sides. Then what will they do? See, although some students can do this question like, they can carry this x minus 1 to the right side and then after they can solve the equation. I'm not doing that thing. I'm doing in such a way that I can make you properly understand this concept. Then what should you do? If not cancel, then what should you do? See here. If suppose x minus 1 is equal to, the students have factorized x minus 2 into x minus 1, and they remember that I told them not to cancel any term from both the sides because it leads to loss of solution. Then what to do? See here everyone, if you are not going to cancel the terms from both the side, you will take common, this x minus 1 term. Okay, so bring this x minus 1 to the right side and take common x minus 1. What you will get is x minus 1 is taken as common inside the bracket. Here x minus 2 will be left out, and here if this x minus 1 goes to right, then minus 1 will be left out, and this is equal to 0. So you are getting x minus 1 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. So either this will be 0 or this will be 0. So you will get x equal to 1 or 3. So here for this equation, you are getting two answers. What are the two answers? One answer is 1 and the other answer is 3. But here, if you cancel the term from both the sides, you are getting only one answer. That's why I told you never cancel any term from both the sides, because if you cancel any term from both the sides, you will get lesser number of solution because it leads to loss of solution. Originally, there were two solutions, but you are getting only one solution here. That's why you must not cancel any term from both the sides. Yes. Now tell me, is there any doubt? Please tell me quickly, is there any doubt? So fourth precaution is clear to you? Yes. Bharat, what were you doing? Did you join the class late? Okay, I am explaining it quickly. See everyone, the fourth precaution is you have not to cancel any term from both the sides. Okay, don't cancel any term from both the sides. Why? Because it leads to loss of solution. If you cancel any term from both the sides, you will get lesser number of solution. And I gave you an example. The example is this: you have to solve the given equation this. So some students, if they solve like this, x minus 1 is equal to, and factorized x square minus 3x plus 2 as x minus 2 into x minus 1, and the students are cancelling x minus 1, then what will they get? Here 1 is equal to x minus 2 and x equal to 3 is the only answer if you cancel x minus 1 from both the sides. But as I told you, you have not to cancel any term from both the sides. Instead of cancelling the term from both the sides, you must take common. So if we take common x minus 1, after carrying this x minus 1 to the right, x minus 1 is taken as common, then what will be left inside the bracket? Here x minus 2 minus 1 is equal to 0. So you are getting x equal to 1 and x equal to 3, two solutions of the given equation. So there are originally two solutions of the given equation, but if you cancel any term from both the sides, it leads to loss of solution and you are getting only one answer. That's why we should not cancel any term from both the sides. Yes, tell me, is it clear or not? Quickly message me, please. Tejasvi and Deepak has told me. If anyone want to ask, then they can ask. Okay, nice. So I'm now, okay. So all the precautions have been done. Please keep in your mind these four precautions. These are very important because if you don't take care of these precautions, then even after solving the questions, you will give the wrong answer. For example, this question, if you don't keep the precautions in your mind, then you are solving correctly, no problem, but still finally you will give wrong answer. This is not the full correct answer. This is the complete correct answer. So even after solving the complete question, you may not be able to give the correct answer if you do not take care of these precautions in your mind. So please take care of these four precautions in your mind. Now let's move forward. Now again in the heading, you just write inequality by In bracket, I will write wavy curve method. It is wavy, waves, not baby. Okay, wavy curve method. Okay, so we are going to start inequality by wavy curve method. This wavy is related with waves, and I'm sure all of you have seen the waves. You have seen the waves, how it looks. See this, the waves on the water or any or on rope or any other thing looks like this. So because of this, the method is known as wavy curve method. Now see, what is this wavy curve method? So first of all, I am going to make you write the steps involved in the wavy curve method. Then after, with the help of an example, I will make you clear all these steps. And after that, we will solve so many questions on these inequalities. And in between, I will include all the varieties in the inequality by wavy curve method. One student is asking, sir, in any situation, we should not cancel the problem. Not cancel the problem. You will guess. So are you going to cancel the problem itself? I am telling you, you need not to cancel the term from both the sides. Okay, just now remember only this thing. Okay, I'm not going to make the things complicated. Yeah, term. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you may cancel the term from both the sides. What are those cases? I will tell you later. Okay, right now I don't want to make it more complicated. If you keep care of these precautions, then don't worry, you will never get wrong answer. Okay, so right now, till now, yes, do you know, since you students are coming to class 11th, after passing class 12th, class 10th, so that's why in the beginning itself, I cannot give you so many complicated concepts. Because if in the beginning itself, I give you so many complicated concepts, then you will lose your interest in the study. But be sure about it that with the time, I will give you all the concepts which are needed for your competitive exam. With the time, I will give you all the concepts. And one more thing, that since you students have passed class 10th in COVID batch, and your batch can be named as COVID batch. Why? Because yesterday I was reading somewhere that two students were chatting with each other. Okay, one student has messaged other student that, brother, do you know what is Newton's second law? One student has messaged the other student that, brother, tell me what is Newton's second law. So that other students replied that, brother, I am a science student. Okay, I am a science student, not a law student. One student asked the other that, brother, what is Newton's second law? The other replied that, I am a science student, not a law student. So the first student realized that, okay, the second student belongs to the COVID batch. Okay, so COVID batch means even he does not know that Newton's second law is in science itself, not in the law. So this is the situation of COVID batch. I'm not telling that all of the students are like this, but definitely the corona has hampered the study of so many students. Okay, so you need not to stop by these obstacles. You must keep your studies continue. Okay, don't wait for any other things, that okay, the situation will normalize, only then I will study. Okay, you must not do these things. You must keep your preparation on. You must always prepare the things for your competition, because in any case, IIT is going to take the exam. It will never be cancelled. In IITs, they will not take your admission by your percentage or by your general promotion. Okay, in class 12th, you may get passed by the general promotion, although it's also happening very rarely, but this time it happened. But in competitive exam, you will never get selected because of corona. Okay, the examination will be held, and let's say, remember, there are students who are regularly preparing for a competitive exam, so you have to compete with them. So that's why you must keep your preparation always on. You must not wait for the situation to normalize. Okay. Okay, so let's move. Inequality by wavy curve method. I am going to make you write steps. Then after I will explain it by example. And after that we'll solve a lot of questions. And I will include all the categories, all the cases in the inequality by wavy curve method. See, what is the step number 1? See, step number 1 is bring all the terms to left hand side LHS to make RHS 0. So the first step is very simple step. You can understand it without explaining. That suppose if some inequality is given, then the first step is make this right hand side to 0 by bringing all the terms to the left hand side. This is the first step. You have to make one side to 0. Generally, we make RHS to 0. This is the first step. Now, what is the second step? See, the second step is we have made the RHS to 0. Now, the second step is let's factorize the LHS into linear factors. Okay, the second step is factorize the LHS, yeah, left hand side, factorize the left hand side into linear factors. Factorize the left hand side into linear factors. Okay, so you have to factorize this left hand side into linear factor. Linear factor means power of the variable is 1. For example, if in left hand side x square minus 3x plus 2 is there, then it is not linear. Linear means power of the variable is 1. So you have to factorize this left hand side into linear factors. For example, I can factorize it like x minus 1 into x minus 2. So we have factorized x square minus 3x plus 2 into linear factors. So this is the second step. Step number third. Step number third is make coefficient of x positive. Make coefficient of x positive in each factor. Okay, I will explain all these steps with the help of an example, so don't worry. Right now listen, and yes, with the small things I'm going to make it clear that what we are going to do. I'm telling you make coefficient of x positive in each factor. So suppose after factorizing into linear factor, you are getting x minus 1 into 2 minus x. So according to the step number 3, you have to make coefficient of x positive in each factor. So here the coefficient of x is positive, but in 2 minus x, coefficient of x is negative. You have to make it positive by multiplying a negative sign on both the sides. Okay, so the third step is make coefficient of x positive in each factor. Now what is the fourth step? The fourth step is equate each factor to 0 to get the critical points. See, the next step is equate each factor to 0 to get the critical points. For example, you have completed all the 3 steps. You are getting some linear factors factorized in the LHS. So the next step is equate each factor to 0. If we equate this factor to 0, then we will get x equal to 1. If we equate this factor to 0, then we will get x equal to 2. So this 1 and 2 are the critical points. Equate each factor to 0 to get the critical points. And the last step is now draw the wavy curve Now draw the wavy curve. Wavy curve means, sorry, let's make it complete. Before drawing the wavy curve, I must write, mark all these critical points on the number line first. Okay. The next step is mark all the critical points. Mark all the critical points on a number line. You know very well how the number line looks, and you know again very well that how to mark the numbers on the number line. So what is the last step? Mark all the critical points on a number line. And then draw the wavy curve. Okay, see, the last step is you have to mark all the critical points on the number line. And after marking the critical points on the number line, now you must draw the wavy curve. Wavy curve means you have to make waves. Okay, now I am going to explain all these 5 steps with the help of an example. So please see the example carefully and try to understand. And after solving the example, if you have any doubt, you can tell me. See here. Suppose one more thing I want to tell you, that the step 2 is factorize the LHS into linear factors. We mark a symbol here that this step sometimes can be ignored. We can leave the step number 2 sometimes in some of the problems. Okay, so can be left. Sometimes it can be left. You after solving step number 1, you can directly move to step number 3. Sometimes step number 2 can be left. Okay, it is not necessary always. So remember these things. Now see, everyone please see, I am giving you an example, and with the help of this example, I am making the things clear to you. So please focus here carefully. Don't write anything. Just try to understand the things. I'm giving you to solve an inequality. X square minus 3x plus 2 multiplied by 4 minus x greater or equal to 0. Okay. Everyone focus. The question is, you have to solve the inequality x square minus 3x plus 2 into 4 minus x greater or equal to 0. So let's follow the steps one by one. Read the first step, what you have written, what I make you write. Read the first step. What is the first step? The first step is bring all terms to left hand side to make RHS 0. So the first step is you have to make RHS 0. See, here the RHS is already 0, and that's why we don't need to do the first step. This first step has already been done in the question. The RHS is already 0. So move to the second step. The second step is factorize the left hand side into linear factors. So now factorize the left hand side into linear factor. See, this 4 minus x is already linear because power of the variable is 1. We have to factorize this x square minus 3x plus 2 into linear factors. It can be done very easily. You all know that the two numbers are minus 2 and minus 1. So directly I am going to factorize it like x minus 2 into x minus 1 into this 4 minus x greater or equal to 0. So the second step has been completed. The second step was factorize the LHS into linear factors. So we have factorized the LHS into linear factors. So the second step has been completed. Now come to the third step. The third step is make coefficient of x positive in each factor. So look here. Here the coefficient of x positive, but here the coefficient of x is negative. So your third step says that you have to make coefficient of x positive in each factor. So make to make this coefficient of x positive, we must multiply by a minus sign on both the sides. And as I told you, if we multiply by a negative sign on both the sides, then sign of inequality will get changed. So let's multiply by a minus sign on both the sides to make coefficient of x positive here. What we will get is x minus 2, x minus 1. Here a minus is multiplied and it becomes x minus 4. Here also minus sign is multiplied, and after multiplication by a negative sign on both the sides, the sign of inequality gets changed. Okay, next step. See the step number 4. Equate each factor to 0 to get the critical points. So let's equate each factor to 0. Equate this to 0, you will get x equal to 2. Equate this to 0, you will get x equal to 1. Equate this to 0, you will get x equal to 4. So these are the 3 critical points. And now move to the next step, last step. Mark all the critical points on a number line. So I'm drawing a number line. See everyone here. Suppose this is the number line. Mark all these critical points on the number line. Apart from the critical points, no other point must be marked on the number line. So first of all, I will mark 1, then after 2, then after 4. Please keep in your mind one thing, that in the number line, the numbers must be marked in an increasing order. For example, you cannot do like, okay, sir has told me that mark the critical points on the number line. So let's mark first 2, then mark let's 1, then mark 4. No, it's wrong. The numbers must be in increasing order. First, smallest number is 1, then 2, then 4. This is the correct way of marking the critical points on the number line. And then draw the wavy curve. Wavy curve means you have to draw the waves. See here, everyone. We will start the wavy curve from right side and the upper portion like this. Always. Then some student will tell me that, sir, can sometimes we draw this wavy curve from the below side of the number line? The answer is yes. But again, I don't want to make the things complicated right now. When it will be drawn from the below side, these things will be explained later. But right now, you just keep in your mind that if you are following all the steps, then you have to draw the wavy curve from the right side upper portion. Okay, so see here, right side upper portion wavy curve. At each critical point, you have to make waves. At each critical point, you have to make waves. That's all. Now there are no other critical points. So everyone please focus here and listen to me. In whatever reason this wavy curve is above the number line, this whole expression will be positive. At the portion where this wavy curve lies below the number line, the whole expression will be negative in that portion. Here, the wavy curve is lying above the number line, so the whole expression will be positive. Here, the wavy curve lies below the number line, so the whole expression will be negative. Now, what is being asked in the question? See here, what is being asked in the question? The question is asking that this expression is less than 0. This expression is negative. Okay, so let's find those reasons where the total expression becomes negative. What are those reasons? See here. This is the reason where the total expression is negative. I will read it as, see here everyone, minus infinity to 1. Okay, so I'm going to write the answer of the given inequality. X belongs to minus infinity to 1. At minus infinity, you always put open bracket, and at 1, you have to put closed bracket because equal sign is there. And if that means x can be equal to 1. If x can be equal to 1, then we will put closed bracket here. Now, move forward. At what reason this whole expression becomes negative? One reason is minus infinity to 1, and the other reason is C 2 to 4. So I will write union 2 to 4. Union means I have to take both the intervals. At 2 and 4, closed bracket will be there. because you can take x equal to 2, you can take x equal to 4, equal sign is there. So that's why 2 and 4 both must be included in the answer. So the final answer is this: x belongs to minus infinity to 1 union 2 to 4 for the given inequality. Okay, so the explanation is complete. Now tell me if you want to ask anything. Is it clear or not? All the steps have been explained by me. All the step 5, all the 5 steps have been explained by me in the given example. So if you have any doubt, then please ask. Otherwise, from now we are going to start many problems on this concept. Solution of this inequality: if someone asks you that what will be the solution of this inequality, your answer will be this: sir, solution of this inequality is this. Yes, tell me, why only 2 to 3 students are replying me? Anup, why do we take only x is negative? See, not x is negative. I am taking those reason. See everyone, I am taking those reason. Okay, Sai Kumar is asking second step. Okay, I am telling. See, first of all, Hanok, you listen. Why I am not taking that. Just take negative x. I am taking. I am talking. I am telling you that you have to take those reasons where this whole expression is negative. Why? Because see, in the question it is being asked that this whole expression is less or equal to 0. Less or equal to means 0 means wherever this whole portion is negative, you have to tell me the values of x. And as I told you, wherever the wavy curve will be below the number line, in those regions, this whole expression will be negative. In the question, it is being asked that tell me the reasons where this is negative, less or equal to 0. That's why I took this reason, minus infinity to 1, because here the wavy curve lies below the number line. And also I took this reason where the wavy curve lies below the number line, 2 to 4. Hanok, is it clear? Now, Sai Kumar is asking, explain one second step. Second step means to linear factor. What to explain in this? You can factorize this x factors. You have factorized in class 10th, definitely. Okay. So the two numbers are -2 and -1, whose sum is -3 and whose product is 2. So directly I have factorized x minus 2 into x minus 1 into 4 minus x. The next step is we made coefficient of x positive in each factor by multiplying a negative sign. The next step is equate each factor to 0 to get the critical points and mark all the critical points on the number line, then draw the wavy curve. Okay, now move to the next question. Should I solve the next question? Please tell me. Okay, so yes, now everyone please answer me. You have to solve the inequality 2x minus 1 divided by x plus 1 into 3x minus 5 greater or equal to 0. So quickly solve it and give me the answer. Follow the steps one by one. Follow the steps one by one. And try to give me the correct answer. Quickly do it. Okay, so everyone please focus here. I'm going to start. Okay, see everyone, please. The first step is make RHS 0. Read the steps one by one. and after solving each step, you will get the final answer. See, the first step is make RHS 0. Yes, it is already done. The second step is factorize LHS into linear factors. Yes, it is already, it is also already been done. See, this is a linear factor. This is a linear factor. This is a linear factor. So the LHS has been already factorized into linear factors. So you don't need to do the second step also. Move to the third step. Make coefficient of x positive in each factor. Again, it's already there. Coefficient of x positive, coefficient of x positive, coefficient of x positive. So all the three steps you don't need to solve because they have already been done in the question itself. So directly move to step number 4. Step number 4 is equate each factor to 0 to get the critical point. Equate each factor to 0. So if we equate this to 0, then we will get x is equal to what? Half. If we equate this to 0, then we will get x equal to -1. If we equate this to 0, then we will get x equal to 5/3. So these are the three critical points. Now move to the next step. The next step is last step. Mark all the critical points on a number line. Okay, so let's mark the critical points on the number line. This is the number line, you all know. You have to mark only critical points in the number line. Okay, no other points must be marked on the number line. Even 0 you must not mark on the number line. So the smallest number is -1. So first of all, we mark -1. Then half. And largest number is 5/3 because it is nearly 2. So it is the largest of all. So I will mark 5/3 here. Okay. So I marked all the critical points on the number line. Now the last step is you have to draw the wavy curve. So let's draw the wavy curve. You have to make waves at each critical point only. So this is the wavy curve. Now, which reason is being asked in the question? Please see the question. In the question, it is being asked that you have to tell me the values of x for which this whole expression is positive. Positive, greater or equal to 0. You have been asked those reasons where this whole expression is greater or equal to 0. That means those reasons where this is positive. So for positive, you will take those portions of the wavy curve which are lying above the number line. See here. This is the reason above the number line. So in this region, this whole expression will be positive. And yes, this region, this is the region where the wavy curve is lying above the number line, and hence this whole expression will be positive. So you have to take only these regions. So now let's write the answer. Now see, everyone please focus here. Important. -1 to half. I will write first -1 to half. Sorry. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. -1 to half. Now let's check whether at -1 we must put open or closed. Everyone please focus here. At -1 we must put open or closed. At -1 we must put open bracket. Why we must put open bracket? Why we must put open bracket? Do you know? Because x equal to -1 is making denominator to 0, and you know very well the denominator cannot be 0, or the denominator becoming 0 is not allowed. So at x equal to -1, the denominator is becoming 0. That's why we have not to take x equal to -1. That's why we are putting open bracket at x equal to -1. Now at half we must put closed bracket, because half is making numerator to 0. Numerator 0 is allowed because equality sign is here. And now union this interval, and this interval says us 5/3 to infinity. Now infinity always open. At 5/3 open or closed? Open, because This 5 by 3 is again making this denominator 0, and denominator becoming 0 is not allowed. So we have not to take 5 by 3. That's why at 5 by 3 we will put open bracket. So this is the final answer. Is it clear or not? If any doubt, then please ask. Yes, please, quickly. Okay. Okay, very good, very good. So all you all have understood. Should I move to the next page? Explain last step. Which step are you asking for, Vijay Kumar? There is only one step, I think. See, once again, I am explaining. I have marked all the critical points on the number line, and then I draw the wavy curve. And then after, I have to take those regions where this whole expression is greater or equal to 0. Greater or equal to 0 means positive. So for positive, we are taking those regions where the wavy curve lies above the number line. So where it lies above the number line, it is -1 to half union 5 by 3 to infinity. Very simple. Yes? Okay. So moving to the next page and next question. Please everyone answer me. The next question is solve 4 minus x square into x square plus 5x plus 6 divided by x plus 1 less r equal to 0. Solve it quickly, follow the steps, and give me the answer. Quickly do it, please. Solve it quickly. Okay, so let's solve it. And these two questions I am giving you as your homework. Just solve these two questions. These are very easy questions. Okay, I will explain this first question in the class, but I will not explain the second question, because this is a very simple question, which this type of questions has been done by me in the class itself. Okay, so the first question will be discussed in the class, but the second question will not be discussed in the class, but you have to solve both of these questions. Okay, see here, follow the step. First step, RHS 0 already done. Second step, factorize the LHS into linear factor. So let's factorize it in linear factors. You can factorize this 4 minus x square by the formula of a square minus b square. So you will write 2 minus x into 2 plus x. Everyone please focus here, okay? Now factorize this x square plus 5x plus 6 into linear factors. So the two numbers which gives after multiplication 6 and after adding they give 5 are 3 and 2. Okay. Okay, so see, let's change a little, let's change this question a little bit, because this category till now you have not studied. You will study this type of category later on, don't worry. Okay, I will teach you this type of category where this x plus 2 factor is repeating itself. So till now you have not studied, so let's make it 9. Just again, after 9 again it will be repeated. So let's make it some other number. Let's make it 16, and I think now the factors will not be repeated. Yeah, so let's make a little change in the question. Okay, because in the previous question that category till now we have not done. In the next class we will do those categories, so that's why I am changing that a little bit. So 16 minus x square, you have to follow the simple steps again. What is the first step? RHS to 0. What is the second step? Factorize into linear factors. So let's factorize it into 4 minus x into 4 plus x by the formula of a square minus b square. Here we can factorize it at x plus 2 into x plus 3. Okay, x plus 2 into x plus 3. And yes, one more thing, one more change I want to make here. Here also one factor will be repeated in both. That's why let's make it 25. Because till now we have done that type of question. In the next class we will do that type of questions. See, and in the denominator it is x plus 1 less or equal to 0. Okay, first step has been done. Second step is what? Second step is factorize the LHS into linear factors. So see, every factor in the LHS has been factorized into linear factor. Next step, make coefficient of x positive. So here positive, 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 positive. Only here the coefficient of x is negative. To make it positive, we must multiply by a minus sign on both the sides. If we multiply by a minus sign on both the sides, then what we will get is, it will become x minus 4. Here x plus 4 it is, x plus 2 it is, x plus 3 upon x plus 1. Sign of inequality will get changed if you multiply by a minus sign on both the sides. So this is the thing, these are the things. What is the next step? Next step is equate each factor to 0 to get the critical point. So let's equate each factor. So here 4, here minus 4, here minus 2, here minus 3, and here minus 1. Next step is mark all the critical points on the number line. Mark all the critical points on the number line. So the smallest critical point is minus 4, then minus 3, then minus 2, then minus 1, and lastly 4. And last step is draw the wavy curve. So now let's make waves at each critical point. So everyone please focus here. Now you have to take greater or equal to 0. That means you need to take positive. See here, the reason where the number wavy curve is lying above the number line, positive. So I am going to write the answer here. Minus 4 to minus 3. Minus 4 is in numerator, which can be 0, so closed bracket. Minus 3 is also in the numerator, so closed bracket. It can be 0, numerator can be 0, equality sign is there. Union, minus 2 to minus 1. Minus 2, numerator, it can be 0. Minus 1 is in the denominator. The denominator cannot be 0, so we need not to take this minus 1. So make open bracket at minus 1. And lastly, union, this 4 to infinity. And 4 lies in the numerator, so closed at 4 and open at infinity. So that becomes the final answer. Yes. Now I'm saving this page. If anyone has any doubt, then please ask. Is it clear or not? Please tell me. Have you understood the concept? Okay, nice. Please reply me quickly because I am going to end the class. Quickly, quickly. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. Very nice. Thank you, Chaturya. So I'm going to finish the class. Rakesh, you are asking me to explain the answer. I'll listen, although the time is over. So let's explain the answer in the next class itself because the time is already over. It is 11:07. Okay. So thanks everyone. So we will meet in the next class. And yes, before coming to the next class, please solve both of these questions. Okay. Thank you. In the next class, you ask any doubt. Okay. So we'll meet in the next class. Thank you.